It all started on a breezy Saturday morning when I decided to hang my freshly washed clothes outside on a collapsible drying rack. The sun was bright, the wind gentle, and the scent of detergent filled the air, something nostalgic and peaceful. I was halfway through pinning my daughter's tiny socks when I noticed her Karen standing across the street, arms crossed, sunglasses on, lips pursed like she was trying to suck a lemon through her nose. She didn't wave, she didn't smile. She just stood there watching like she was seeing a crime in progress. 10 minutes later, just as I was finishing up and heading inside with my coffee, I heard her shouting across the street, "Excuse me, that's not allowed here. You're violating HOA guidelines." I blinked. "Pardon?" She crossed the road, like she owned the concrete, and pointed directly at my clothesline. "We have image standards in this neighborhood. No hanging laundry outside. It lowers property value. You'll be fined and I'll sue if you don't remove it." I looked down at the laundry swaying peacefully in the breeze and almost laughed. "Sue me for hanging laundry." She doubled down. "It's an eyesore. I'm documenting this for the board." That's when I calmly pulled out my phone and hit record. "You're welcome to document whatever you want," I said. "But for your information, I'm a licensed civil rights attorney, and you're currently threatening me with legal action over a basic household activity that's protected by both state sustainability laws and federal guidelines on eco-friendly practices." She blinked. Caught off guard, I continued, "Not only are your threats meritless, they could constitute harassment, especially if you persist." She scoffed. "You're bluffing. Those laws don't apply in HOA zones." I smiled. "Actually, they do in fact. Florida Statute 163.04 specifically prohibits HOAs from banning or enforcing penalties against homeowners who use clotheslines or solar drying methods. And yes, we're in Florida." Karen's face turned pale. She clearly didn't expect me to not only know the law but cite it. I added, "This video, by the way, is going straight to the HOA board, along with a formal notice of your attempt to suppress legally protected homeowner behavior." She spun on her heel and walked away quickly, muttering something about calling her lawyer. That afternoon, I sent the video and a written complaint to the HOA president. But I didn't stop there. I attached a copy of the state statute, highlighted in bold, and a short legal memo explaining how their enforcement or Karen's attempted enforcement violates both civil liberty principles and sustainable practice protections. 3 days later, I received an email apology from the HOA with a statement. "We recognize our error in misapplying neighborhood guidelines to legally protected practices. Your clothesline use is within your rights." But the real kicker came 2 weeks later when a new policy was circulated across the neighborhood. All residents are permitted to use eco-friendly clothes drying methods, including outdoor racks, without restriction or penalty. Karen was nowhere to be seen for a few days. But when she did return, she had the nerve to glare at me again as she walked her dog. I smiled, waved, and went right back to pinning a fresh towel outside. A few neighbors saw the whole thing and even started hanging their own laundry, turns out. Many wanted to do it but thought it wasn't allowed. My little standoff sparked a quiet rebellion. One neighbor even sent me a thank you card that read, "You aired your laundry and our rights. Thank you." Karen hasn't said a word to me since, but now she has to pass by at least 3 homes with drying racks out front. Sometimes change doesn't come with fire or fury. Sometimes it just flaps proudly in the wind, one clothesline at a time.